For today's video, I'll speak about the round 7 review for Supercoach 2021 and how my round went. So we scored 2,162 and we've gone from rank 76 to rank 35. So easily our best rank ever. And yeah, it's pretty cool to see where I end up this year, but it's only round 7, end of round 7, so still a long way to go. And still have a few negative pods, such as James Jordan. Trading him out's been pretty harsh, but shouldn't really complain. A lot has gone our way. So it'll be interesting to see what we do from here. There's a few opportunities that we can go for, and I think we might do that. But yeah, I'm really happy with rank 35, so should be good. And yeah, we'll just speak about the team, and we'll also go through. I think we'll have a look at some of the top teams in the ranks. Just scroll through and see what they have and what we need, what plays we need to fail, and what plays we might be able to get in. But yeah, so we have 240k in the bank. So instead of going for an upgrade, we went for a guy I speak about on the podcast every week, Dev Robertson. Just a 69 from him. We'll speak about him soon, but I'm a big fan of his, and I think he's shown some good improvement this year. Still very young, and couldn't play Midfield last year because it was cancelled. So a little bit of development lacking there, but nonetheless, I like what I saw, and he's a pod for us, and I really hope he does well. But you'll speak about him soon. So 240k. So to go up in the ranks with this money in the bank is great. So it's probably a good sign. But yeah, we need, Atkins, CJ was off. Bose needs to fire every week. Brayshaw needs to fire. So these sort of players, we really need to step up because our weeks sort of depend on these players. But yeah, Jake Lloyd. So I think he's not going to drop too much lower now, so that's fine. Standard Jake Lloyd game, probably. Don't remember seeing the game. Laird was a little bit off. I think that's fine though, 75. I think everyone has him. If you don't, I guess it's okay. But his DPP's been so useful, and I think we're going to use it this week. So that's fine with Laird. Jayden Short bounced back. So I had a few minor concerns with Short, just because I can be a bit short-sighted with players in their form. My confidence in them can waver because he's had a poor 2 weeks, but there were explanations for those 2 weeks. But yeah, he was just worked really hard to get to the right spots to get the ball, kickouts and everything. So much better this week from Short, and I think his ownership's really high. So yeah, he's a guy that, one of the big selling points with Short is he barely gets injured. He had one elbow accidental issue a few years ago, but other than that, he doesn't miss games. So that's a big selling point for Short, and yeah, really happy with him. Jack Bose is another one. I think he's leading the league for kicks, probably, would be thereabouts. So yeah, he's a seagull. He loves running to the square, but he spoils a lot as well, takes a lot of marks, and he gets kickouts. So lots of scoring avenues for Bose. And I'm okay with the pick. He has a good buy as well, so see how he goes. I think you can get him in if you want. I think he's done enough to convince me now. So yeah, I think he'll be around the mark for top 10. And Giath was really poor. So I did watch Giath play, and I can't remember who Hawthorn played, but whoever they played, there was just a lot of pressure on Hawthorn. Oh, they played the Saints. So basically, Giath needs like an open game. He needs space because he can't defend one-on-one. I don't think his body is strong enough for it. But he's like kind of the offensive player. He'll read the play really well. He'll like float off his man and take marks and stuff. But for the most part, like when there's a lot of congestion and the ball's being bombed in, and then he's not the one that goes for that contested mark or brings it to ground. He's not that guy. So when that kept happening in the first 3 quarters, couldn't get his hands on it. And then the 4th quarter, the game kind of opened up a little bit, and he was able to get a bit, but the game was over. So that's why he did poorly. His fixture's not too difficult coming up, so we'll hold him for a bit longer, but he's not a keeper. I don't know how long he can keep this up for, but yeah, hopefully he doesn't go downhill too much further. But yeah, I think we need to I just don't have confidence in him long term, but he's been great this year so far. And then hopefully Highmore comes back. I think he had 30 touches in the VFL, and Joyce didn't play very well. So I think he's not too far off, but I have no idea. And yeah, Jordan Butts. So we fielded him for 88 and a 90 something, 95 or something. So he's been a massive pick for us. And The trading Kaczynski's been a disaster because he's going to get to 300k. But having Butts there sort of eases the pain a bit. But yeah, so really, really happy with Butts. And I don't know how long we hold him for. I think it's another 2 or 3 weeks. If Highmore doesn't come back, and we'll probably go for Frederick this week. So if Frederick loses his spot in the next few weeks, and then Highmore's not back, I think we'll just have to hold Butts as cover. But we'll see. And then Chapman, I traded in for 200k. He's given us a 50, a 30, and a 30, I guess. So he barely scored 100 points over 3 weeks. It's been one of my worst trade-ins. I thought after that 90 score, he looked really, really good. An 80, then a 90. Thought he was going to get to 350k. Negative break even. Not to be. Got through the game okay. Had some sort of shoulder injury, I think, but he's got to go. His break even is 85. Okay, he's going to bleed. Get rid of him. Highmore we spoke about. Now for the midfield, Jack Macrae. I think they struggled against the Dogs. I do think Dunkley hurts Macrae and Bont a little bit because I think Libba can get in and under, but Dunkley's the guy that goes first man in to help release the handball chains for the Dogs. So I think Dunkley's a massive loss for them. So Macrae is still the vice captain option when necessary, but that's fine. Happy to have Jack Macrae. His ladder down game for him is 107, so that's pretty phenomenal. So with Jack Steele, if you bought in Jack Steele for 650, it might sound a little bit rough. I mean, I started him for 650, so it's not too dissimilar there, but he was played full forward for the entire fourth quarter and I think a bit of the third quarter. So I can't remember if he attended any centre bounces, but all I remember was him sitting at full forward. So the game was done, they put him at full forward, they let the other mids, a bit more game time into Crouch, probably Hunter Clark as well. Zach Jones played really well, so that's fine. Ryder's back now, although I think Ryder might have a rest soon, not sure. So that's why Steele wasn't great, but that's fine. Walsh, we brought him in, he's unbelievable. I think he could be top 3 mid, but yeah, he's just so good. Clary is fine, got scaled a lot. And Zach Merritt, I think he got tagged for a quarter by Ed Kerno, but that's fine. Who's Ed Kerno have this week? Is around 8? Maybe he goes to Bont. Maybe Macrae. I have a feeling Macrae might get tagged, but we'll see. Hopefully it's Bont for our sake. And yeah, Andy Brayshaw had a heart attack because his ankle was sore for a bit, but yeah, came back, so that's fine. And then Power really good. I think we just hold him throughout the buys, to be honest. He's averaging 90 over the last 3. It's interesting because I spoke to AFL Drafts expert over Skype before the season started, and we were going through rookies, and he was just explaining to me what he expects from them. And we came across Powell, and he goes, I think Powell will go 80 average. And I was like, wow, really? Pretty shocked to hear him say that, considering, he was playing at SNFL under 18s, and 78 average, so he was spot on. So that's a really good call from him. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I put him as a field option when I did my rookie guides. Been unbelievable. And Big Scott, I hope he's alright, because he was injured in the last few minutes, but I haven't heard anything, so just assume he's okay. We need him on field for another week. And then McNeil. McNeil can't do much worse than Riley West's worst game of the year. I think he was 5 touches for 5 clangers or something. I think Brockman's not too far off. And Finn. Finn. Only because his name's Macrae, he's in the team, to be honest. But I read a lot of great things on Finn Macrae in the preseason. In the VFL this year, he's been dominating. It was only 2 or 3 games, but yeah, I've heard so many good things about Finn. Was more advanced than the other guys, the other draftees, stuff like that. Looked pretty gassed in the last quarter, so probably needed to be put on oxygen. That's how, he was blown out pretty hard. So I think we have a dead rookie that's made 10k. Maybe he gets a few games in the VFL and comes back for the bye rounds. Fingers crossed. But I think we have a problem now. I'd be surprised if he holds his spot, but we'll see. I guess they have to play youth at Collingwood, so fingers crossed. But yeah. And then Gawn and Grundy. I don't know what happened with Gawn. I think Luke Jackson did a fair bit of rucking. I have no idea. I watched bits and pieces of the game, but seemed a little bit fumbly as well. So maybe something was wrong there. No idea. But that's very unusual for him to score like that. So hopefully he's fine. Just a bit weird. And we captain Grundy. So Gawn scoring like this is fine because, we captain Grundy. So I think 40% of people captain Gawn this week or something like that. So that's really good for us. And then Flynn. So Mumford's now the number 1 ruck, which means Flynn will be probably play 1 game and then not play for 2 or 3. So I think we just want 1 price rise out of him. -4 breaker even. So yeah, that's fine. And then the forward line. Zeeble, fine. Impey, it's whatever. He's still keeper. Atkins is a keeper for us. He has to be. Even if he goes 85 to 80 for the rest of the year, he's a keeper. We're not in a position to trade him. And then Warner. Look, if people want to trade Warner, I guess it's fine. He's one that his numbers are still pretty good, so I want to hold him to the buy rounds. And then Dev, we brought in Dev, so I really like Dev as a player. I hope he can go 75 for us, and I think he's got a decent enough ceiling where I feel like it was possible that he would be worth the 220k we paid for him. So he did better than R2 and Farah, which is good. So yeah, I liked his game a lot. I think sounds like Berry's sort of indefinite with that groin, so week to week sort of thing. So I'm not exactly sure, but when they say week to week in a groin injury, that usually means trouble. So I think that's what they said with Matt Crouch, and he's been out for the entire season. But we'll see how that goes. We could have gone for an upgrade, but he just stabilizes this forward line really, really, really well. And then Jimmy Rowe. Jimmy Rowe got to go. And then Waterman. I don't know. I don't see how Waterman gets a game unless, Jones was really good today. I think Peter Wright was okay. Unless they want to throw Peter Wright back in the ruck and then they drop their rookie ruckman, who I don't think they will do. I don't think they'll do. I have no idea how Waterman gets in the team. I really don't. This is very problematic. So I think we got to wait for maybe Jones gets a rest. Break even's not even that low. Yeah, maybe we have to fix him up after, but hopefully he just gets a few more games. I don't know how he fits into the team, but I think he's performing well at VFL level. Comben probably was a mistake, should have gone a rookie, but either way, we're going to end up with Comben at R3. Alright, so trades for this week. So Chapman and Rowe have to go before they bleed a bit more. I think Rowe you can probably hold if you want. 77, let's get rid of him. If you have other issues, maybe you can hold him a week, but he's one where he can go. Scott to the forward line. Now, what's interesting here is, do we go for forward? We can get like a 600k mid, but I think that's going to be just not ideal for future weeks. I think that's going to hurt us, going to set us back an upgrade. So for the forwards, who do we like? I don't mind Nick Hind, but I don't think his ceiling's high enough, and Nick Hind is always going to be around that price. So with Hind, I think we'll grab him if we're in big trouble for money at some point. I think he's always going to be mid to low 400s, so around that 440, 450 sort of range, 430 to 450. Because his role is secure, unlike a lot of other players in the forward line. And yeah, he's cheap, so that's part of the main reason. We're not picking Zorko this year because I was pretty shocked at how many people brought in Dane Zorko. But I guess he's performing pretty well. And yeah, more mid-time for him, but we have to bet against Dane Zorko. It's the 100% the play we do, so there's no point bringing Zorko in. Dusty in a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I think we'll grab Dusty. Maybe even next week. We'll see how he goes. I want to make sure he's fully fit. And then I like Shai Bolton. He's unbelievable, that player. Yeah, he's going to... Richmond will end up giving him a blank check, I think. Just even if his mid-time is screwed a little bit, he's just still so good that he'll get enough. He'll make the most of his little mid-time, I think. I think he's averaging nearly like 105 over the past month. And yeah, just a match winner. Played against the Dogs as well. Not the easiest matchup, but without Dunkley, I think they're slightly easier. Okay, so what do we do here? Okay, Laird in. Frederick comes in. So there's Frederick and there's Murphy from Collingwood. I like Murphy and I'd get him any other week, but I think Frederick's too hard to pass up with his scoring. So the defender we bring in, so we have a few options here. So I don't think we'll get Tom Stewart for this year, and it's not because we don't want to. I'd love to have him. He's by far our biggest problem right now that we don't have. But yeah, I don't see how we get him. I don't see how we're going to come up with the money to get him, especially if we want 600k mids. So I think he's gone, which is really bad. He's going to cost us really badly, every week. So we also need Ridley, and we can get him in a few weeks. His break-even is 200, so maybe 2 weeks we'll grab Ridley. Although he lost a few kickouts today, and we'll keep an eye on him, but he's probably fine, which is great for us, really good. And then who else? And then there's Whitfield. So I don't think we'll get Whitfield. I don't think we can get him. His scoring in the second half last year was pretty absurd, so not having Whitfield is a huge problem because he just needs a bit of match fitness. He was a little bit rusty, but he still played okay, and it was against the Crows, and basically they were basically traffic cones. So the player we get, Stephen May. Now, what I'll say about Stephen May, and I know I harp on about durability, and his durability isn't the best, but in 2019, so basically 2019, he was really unfit, and he did a hamstring or something. He had a few injuries, but yeah, he wasn't fit. He wasn't trying hard enough. He was on big money, really unprofessional. 2020 comes around. He has a great preseason. I think he had a knee clean out. He had like a cyst in his knee and had a few complications there. So maybe he started the season slow last year because of that, and he stormed home after the first month, basically. So this year, I'm not sure what the kick-out stats were this week. I saw Tom McDonald take a few, and someone else, I can't remember. For the most part, he's getting 50-60% of kick-outs, and he's also had 20 disposals in every single game this year, except for the one that he was knocked out, and I believe he scored a 140 in the Marsh series as well. So, look, some of his scoring has been like sub 80 or sub 85, a few scores, but he has a big ceiling and the disposal count is good and he spoils a lot. I think for 400k, I think we have to do it, and it just means that Jeth will become Ridley, and then we'll just have to deal with not having Stewart and Whitfield, who are probably two of the top 4 defenders, which is going to be really painful, but I don't see how we get them. We just don't have the money. Maybe if we somehow have trades, we can turn May into Whitfield or Stewart in his last buy round, because we're also in big trouble for the last buy by getting May here, but we'll find a way. We always do. So means we'll have 8 premiums out, which we've done. We did that last year and we got through it. Actually, no, we did it a year before and we just got through it. But yeah, we'll see how we go. So Stephen May is in. I think, yeah, he's 400k. I think we have to do it. And then, yeah, so that's the team. So I'm okay with this team. Zoom out. So that's fine. And then the next thing we have to do is get Scott off the field next week with this sort of money. So I kind of feel like I want to wait on Dusty, but I think it'll probably end up being Dustin Martin, but we'll see. We'll look at the rankings right now for a bit. And so this guy, we are 250 points away from first. So see how we go. So let's see what he's got. Stewart, he's got Mills, Doherty. So very different defense to us. He's got CJ. Lockie Jones is pretty bad to have right now, but he should be fine later. So hopefully Doherty fails. Mills is good. Mills played key defense. That was weird. So Ridley, that's fine. No Steele, I guess. That's fine. No Walsh. That's pretty bad. Tom Mitchell. Tom Mitchell's a weird one because he's getting like 38 touches and he can barely score 110. So I think he was harshly scored on the weekend, but Mitchell's playing for a really bad team at the moment. Seems to be more uncontested, but the last 2 weeks I think he's been tackling a bit more. I think. So maybe he'll be fine. I don't think he's a player we're interested in. Maybe after his bye, depending on how we go for money. But you know, this 5-round average 93, that is not good. I don't know if that's just a phase or what he is. Is he a 100 average player? It's possible, but we'll see. Taranto's really annoying, 100 average. So that's pretty good for his price, so that's fine. Here's Jordan. He still has Gordon, so has to deal with that. Benches. I'm not sure Berry. I don't know. Berry's a little frustrating as a Chris supporter because he doesn't use the ball well and he doesn't get the ball a whole lot. But his pressure's really good and his tackling is as well. So I don't think he's one that probably can go. He's got Finn. Zorko. Big Joe's unbelievable last few weeks. 3-round average 105. Oh, Jesus. Could he be keeper? Surely not. Okay, next team. So, Stewart, Ridley. Yeah, this is really nice 6 defense. Beautiful. That's what you want. Could flip like short to Whitfield, but I think you wouldn't want to trade short in the buys, but yeah. He's got Walsh. He's got Brayshaw. Okay, similar midfield to us. No Oliver, no Steele. Torreno. Bloody James Jordan. Oh, he's got this stupid loophole. That's great. I hate this defense mid loop. It's so stupid. Zorko. How many people go on Zorko? So yeah, there's no way we get Zorko. That's okay. Okay, team. We'll go through the top 5. So this is a great defense. It's got Nick Cox. That's pretty nice for him. No one's had Butts, but got Cozzy as well. So that's pretty solid. CJ probably got him in cheaper. No McRae. Wow. Okay, that's a big problem for him. To be ranked 3 in no McRae, that's pretty good. Steele. So pretty similar. We have these. No Bont. We have those 3. Another Taranto owner. Bloody Taranto. He doesn't have Flynn. He cashed him in early. I guess that's okay. Hopefully he gets screwed by a loophole. He's got Joe. Wish we started Joe. Bo McCreary, I think he'll be a good rookie. Is he 187? Oh my god. He's a good player. Okay, one more team. Everyone's got Stewart. Bloody hell. Jordan Butts gang. Very nice. Pretty much same as us, except we have CJ over Ridley. Steele. No McRae. Oh no, he does have McRae. No Oliver, sorry. Mitch Duncan. Oh jeez. Oh my god, 3-round average 126. Brayshaw, nice. Oh, he got Dev. Damn. This is kind of fun to look at. You got Fullerton. These guys cashed in Flynn. Oh, he has to get rid of Walker this week, probably. Oh, you got Dusty. Oh, this forward line's got nothing. Let's look at one more, I think. Stewart, Ridley. Another Mills owner. Kind of like Mills. So we'll have no Mills, no Stewart, no Whitfield. That's really bad. That's really problematic. But May for 400k, it's like I feel like we have to go for it. Walsh, another Bont owner. No, it does have Oliver. Oh wow, he's pretty heavy midfield. McRae, Walsh, Bont, Oliver, Merritt, Petrarca. Jesus. Power Jordan on field. That's really strong. That's gonna, yeah. Defense, 4 lines pissed though. Campbell, Rowe, McCreary, Berg. I guess he can fit Bergman. Campbell Walker, got to go for him. Okay. So I think we can definitely. I think we're okay. I think we can. These guys have a bit more money than us. Yeah, I think we can compete. See how we go. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you guys soon.